Alright, it's the next day. Let's continue this quest. That class hydro? Oh no. Okay, now is it the hydro? Okay, nice, it does. Yeah, let's continue and see what happens with Furina and stuff. Where is the quest? Ah, here it's probably it's Sun Fontaine. Why don't I have it tracked? Hmm. Yeah, let's see where the quest goes. Is it going to show anything about Furina, or is it just gonna be another quest um where it's just more like about the NPC and not really about Furina, which is sadly a lot of things that Genshin Quest does. The big criticism that a lot of people are kind of tired of story quests because it's mostly about like that. Like we get to meet this some random NPC, not really about the character itself. I guess not every quest is like that. We do have some exception. Where is the quest? Okay. Where is the little oceanite? Okay, nice. Oh, we should actually read it because I might actually forgetting already. Rina was unexpectedly unyielding in her position to performing, so all you could do was return to the Adventurers Guild and tell them the truth. However, she actually followed you back. Yeah, she did. The following back chooses to participate in the performance as a consultant. Oh yeah. I should read that more often because sometimes I don't I don't know 100% what is going on in the quest. Like every time there's something I should read it. Of course not like when it's super distracting, like something super big going on in the story, I wouldn't just read it. Okay, I tried to be super try to be yeah, try to understand the story more. Okay. Because a lot of this is like you get the story and it's super clear when after you've done the quest, but while you're doing the quest, it's kind of my mind goes blank about it. Oh, this is a new soundtrack. I've never heard of it.
Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Lady
This sounds super nice.
Miss Furina
Oh,
will be supporting our production
that's the name of the
Little
quest.
Oceanid
It's
in the
the name of
role
the.
artistic consultant.
It's the name of the production. Not the production. But yeah, the thing
These
they're
two over
showing,
here
the final
are
show.
the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you
Yeah,
were
we're just
saying
kind of here.
the little
We're not
Oceanid?
really doing anything as a traveler. We could have just left here. We don't really help it much.
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director.
Ooh, what if the director is actually Jiria, and this is somehow some sort of metaphor about Furina?
One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we...
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problem.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to
Well,
realize this
I
dream.
thought you said that was the only
Anyway,
issue.
Let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longs
Sounds
to live
familiar.
just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love.
Is that the first
Everything
Oceanid?
seemed, but one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But People have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
Well, depending on the audience, I think it would be better if it's like a happy ending.
By
If it's like
true
a
to
kid.
life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction.
Hmm.
But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Yeah, that sounds like kind of like an expressive piece
Exactly. A lot
rather
of the time,
than a
people
story.
come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what
Sounds
to make of that.
suspicious already, that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone
So we're
back
gonna
together.
we have to gather
What
everyone
opportunity?
first.
What?
Maybe you're unaware.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us...
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered.
There you go. Now she
No,
sounds more like her
not in
usual.
a bad way.
She sounds more like her usual self now.
I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1. Let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago.
That's the
I guess it's the
that's
opposite.
a callback from the Icon Quest. Callback from the final part about Navia.
Yeah, maybe you could use
I just remembered about Silver and Melus. Ah, that was sad. Maybe you could use some company. Yeah.
Poisson?
No, it's something wrong.
Nothing. I suppose my So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Alone see what does that mean in French again? Is that some sort of let's go or see you there? I can assure you this will be used in like story quest if there's like this vision stuff. Although I'm not sure about this stage. But this is a pretty cute setup. And the soundtrack for this room is especially super nice. I wonder why I've never heard of it. Because I would usually listen to a lot of Genshin soundtrack compilation, and I've never heard this soundtrack before. Well, this one is as soon as I've heard it hundreds, if not thousands of times already. Who can wait? I cannot wait to listen to Natlan soundtrack. That's gonna be so nice. There's I cannot say that. There's already a couple of leaks on the soundtrack, which is I just refuse to listen until I can actually visit the place. Yeah, that's just gonna be super excited about that. Hopefully it's gonna be judging by from the trailer already. Okay, I still don't like the visual about that it's super bright and cheery. But the music is again never miss with Genshin. That's something that Genshin always done so well. They just never miss with music. They can miss gameplay, they can miss with a story, even sometimes it just sucks and super boring. But music, yeah, no, there's not a single region with bad music in Genshin. It's just all of them so good. Oh, nice a chest. You.
What a pleasant surprise! Truly an extra slice of joy.
Oh, where is? Oh, right, it's Posan. It's Posan. Misan. Mm. It's Posan, so it's below. I forgot everything already. I haven't done exploring either. Posan is under here, which is the hole.
Skyward! Scatter!
Okay.
Skyward! Scatter!
No, this is making me remember about Posan and Posan about Posan. About Silver and Metal. What is this? That is scary. I don't wanna. Why do you have a giant fish? It's hanging.
Skyward!
Oh,
Skyward! Scatter!
this is like the version from the. Like a different version from the soundtrack in Prison.
Skyward! Scatter!
Or not Prison. The what's it called again? I forgot. Oh yeah, the Fortress of Meribit. Hey, wait. Actually, no, it's not from the Fortress of Meribit. It's from
If I
below
remember
the
correctly,
sewer in
this is where
Fontaine
he's
City.
staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is this?
All
Below.
the way here for that?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out when I'm
Oh,
done.
he's the writer.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
I thought it was gonna be one of the
As
actor.
expected, he's.
The ending is even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they just
Oh,
seen
now
your
yeah.
croissant.
I
assumed it was a
didn't
case of
expect
mistaken
her.
identity, but sure enough, here you are. And
Oh wait,
Furina.
actually, I should have expected her here. This is her base of operations, Spina
I was
Ursula.
wondering if we might run into her.
So you're here for Palo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Is that
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. Well, get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
what? I don't even know what's going on.
How
Uh,
are things in Poisson now?
Oh right, I think Furina might be feeling bad from might have not indirectly causing the death of Silver and Melus.
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people
Or
may never
something about
recover from
her
the trauma they
father.
experienced.
It's been a while too.
I'm sorry to hear.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them
And
cloud
Navia
everything
is
we do.
such a joy of a person.
And if you're trying to make a new
Still
start,
super optimistic.
perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done, which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
Yeah, it was about
To avoid
that then.
upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Got it, Navia. Thank you. Okay,
Off we go then.
let's
Let's
go.
take a look up there.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with. So maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Yeah, and then you can also say a lot of things with Traveler. And she will, Traveler will understand.
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, it's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
Yeah, I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
Yeah, this is so sad. Furina needs something to help.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Yeah, maybe you've taken on a bit too much in one go. Me too, it's not like you.
What do you mean by that? You expected me to just keep running and hiding from my responsibility forever.
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rosula's ship? We should...
A bit odd, I'm not sure why we're going there. But okay. Oh, are we going to meet Navi again? Is that the goal? Okay, no, just
I'm
talk.
sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And
Well,
here
it's
I
okay, we're
am,
probably
dumping all this
fine.
heavy
We
stuff
can-
on you.
This Traveler probably is helping. Furina fans all of this feeling.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Yeah, sort of. It's like it's an actual tolerable person, and not unlike in the Archon quest, where it was just constantly barraging with mightiness.
Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet.
Is this why everyone is shipping them together? I mean, they
I
are
don't know whether
pretty.
you can tell, but
I would probably ship them
years
too
of
now.
suffering and
Before I
loneliness
wouldn't.
aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be.
Cheers. Okay.
As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Yeah, come on, don't be so harsh on yourself.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne.
Yes, just literally being stuck, not knowing, not being able to do anything. Either failing or just being lonely,
Fortunately,
forced to being
we
lonely.
were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic
And she kept that
individuals
up
such as
for 500
yourselves.
years, which is just insanely impressive.
Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Well, you can do stuff on your own now.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Yeah. Traveler is absolutely right. Think of your freedom as your reward.
Reward?
Because now you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from.
Shut up, Paimon, you
I
just...
totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Paimon is so annoying. Just ruining this heartfelt scene.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try
Yeah,
to
Paimon
understand.
just... God damn, Paimon is so annoying. Yeah, so what Paimon meant to say was she doesn't like to see you down. Do you feel better having gotten all this off your chest?
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. At least the choice is in my hands. Alright, it's about time to head back.
Yeah, now
Paulo should have
once
finished the
she
ending by
has
now.
spoken and finally have someone to tell about what she's been going through, I'm sure she's going to be better now.
Sure. Okay.
That's what I
let's
couldn't
check it out.
think of earlier. Alright, there's history now.
That's what I really meant when I said I'm... I do.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it.
That's cool. But yeah, that's what I meant, that I couldn't think of, like, what Furina need. It was just having someone to hear her side of the story and being listened. I'm sure that would help a lot.
Yep.
And I have so my
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
yeah, I was about to say is that my view of Furina has changed so much ever since I've started cutting on the first Argon Quest of Fontaine. just slowly and slowly understanding her better. Just, oh, I get it. This is what happened. This is why she is like, and this is what she's actually like. It's just,
Come on.
you know, way
It's not
better
every day we
of
get to
getting to
dine
know
at
another
Spina
character.
Usula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like there are... We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role.
Wow.
Well, the costume at least.
Wow.
So now he's playing the boar instead.
Outgrew the role is wild. That is some wild statement.
Sorry.
Okay.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Yep, I was right. I was right that this is supposed to be a metaphor about Furina. That's...
Wait, that sounds
Yeah.
kind of familiar.
I wonder who wrote it.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic. She kept quiet about
Can't
all
be
the
the
trials and
Eteria,
tribulations
like
she faced in
actually
running our troupe,
Oceanid.
allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your...
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated,
Wow, that's horrible.
I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage.
Huh. There's a pretty common theme here.
The other kids were always picking fights with me.
So they're like an
They'd say
orphan.
things like,
Orphanage.
"Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take.
Let me guess. Fortunately,
Yeah.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Yeah, how?
please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Ah, yes, the script, of course. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. the people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of
Okay,
its own.
that doesn't sound too familiar.
Consciousness? You mean the
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis.
Ooh, that's a nice twist.
Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret.
Ooh, another problem?
The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away.
People being people,
Faces the
being
greatest
just
dilemma of her
terrible,
life.
living herd mentality. Just so annoying.
And then,
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover. And
It's sacrifice. How
humanity.
exactly can that would work?
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down
Wow,
the
that's
path to
dark.
extinction?
That is dark. I think that's gonna sell well. Oh wait, they wouldn't know, but I think it's gonna leave a bad taste in people's mouth.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me.
Is that the right
And
term to be
perhaps
using?
a
I don't
little
know.
irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aurelie's death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aurelie had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly
Maybe
sacrificed for the sake
she
of
was
a
an
so-called
Oceanid.
experiment by someone.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned out.
Vilma? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aurelie.
So what happens then?
What?
Are we gonna get another murder mystery
You
here?
kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life.
Wow, this man's is really dedicated.
And now,
Gotta respect that.
that day will never come.
Yeah, sadly that happens. I wonder though, is this a new thing? Like, did Aurelie just died of the serial disappearances case? Kind of like what happens with the water? Or is she just actually an oceanite and she had something to do with it?
Paulo. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
Alone see again. Life just like a light trickle of a song.